That is some, no words. Holy shit. Who are you? It's beer drink. I'm so used to doing craft beer reviews, but anyhow, aka the most creative craft beer content creator on the internet, aka the beer video king. Step y'all's game up. Anyhow, have you ever wondered who the king of light beer is? Tonight, we're gonna get to the bottom of it, and I don't give a fuck what's on the top. I wanted to add one other light beer to the situation on this flight. However, they were out of singles for Yuengling Light, but I'm pretty sure that these right here are the top three as far as in the US that everyone can get at a restaurant, a bodega, regular just gas station, fucking grocery store. So we have Bud Light, Coors Light, and we have, of course, shout out to the sponsor, Miller Lite. Clean the palate before we get to this very much comprehensive and well-needed light beer assessment. That's delicious. Anyhow, I'm going to give a pour of each one of these three. And we may end up doing this again, especially if I get Yuengling Light is available as a single, because I'm definitely not going to buy a 6-pack of that bullshit. But anyhow, we have Bud Light, Coors Light, Miller Lite. We're going to give a quick pour, same pour, not too aggressive, just something to where it's going to produce a little bit of head. And then I'm going to show you the actual flight. And this is the question I want to ask y'all in the comments. Which beer, like, I know you may have had all three before, but just on sight, just on appearance, in your opinion, which light beer looks best to you? Which light beer is the most inviting to you off of appearance? And I got these because they come in singles. I already know that bottle probably are going to hold a little bit more carbonation, probably hold a bit more freshness. Not going to pour it all the way up. We got the Bud. And also the reason why I got these is for the fact that I can screw the top on and keep a lot of that carbonation in there. Now we're going to pour the Coors Light. That Coors Light snapped a little bit more. That Coors Light is like a Yellow Wolf or some shit. Get a little bit more aggressive. Boom. Damn, I'm knocking over Miller, man. How am I knock over? Oh, you son of a bitch, you. Anyhow, we're putting them below. And now, the king of craft. Light beer. And I'm gonna not be biased in this video, though I am sponsored by Miller Lite. Shout out to the sponsor, Miller Lite. Booth. This is actually really fucking funny because these bitches look a lot the same to me. Bubbles streaming up with like the salmon, but we're gonna go ahead and give you a look at it real quick. From left to right, I'm hoping it's left to right. To me, it's right. To me, it's right. The way I poured it, nigga. Right here, we have Bud Light. Right after that, we have Coors Light, followed up by Miller Lite. Just off of appearance, which one do y'all think looks the best? Which one is more appetizing, enticing, and inviting off of appearance to you? Let me get a little bit closer so you can see those wonderful bean footage bubbles streaming up with like the salmon. Anyhow, we're going to go ahead and put this bitch down. All light beer is going to be probably less than 5% alcohol by volume. I'm thinking maybe 4.2 to 4.7 alcohol by volume. So I'm not going to look up the alcohol by volume on a fucking everyday drinkable light beer. And I'm not even going to get, I'm going to give them a snifter, but not a comprehensive craft beer snifter as you all are accustomed to, because there's not going to be much in here. But the one thing that I can say on the snifter is, and another thing you can see right here, they as far as the pour that I did, neither of them produced that much head, but bubbles all streaming upward at the same velocity. I'm gonna give each one of these a sniff and see which one has more of an aroma. We got the Bud Light. Sweet, maybe yeasty. All you get is a sweetness, a bit of grainy. Coors Light. I even gave a little exhale nostril action in that one, and I got no sweetness. I didn't really get anything out of that. I didn't smell anything out of that Coors Light. Now time for the Miller. The Miller's more close to the Coors. Not as sweet, but you do get a very small, light sweetness. Not as much as the Bud Light. Off the nose, immediately with the Bud Light, you definitely get a sweetness. With this right here, you get a bit of graininess, but it's very subtle. Like, this is very subtle. Coors Light, nothing. Bud Light, very sweet. But we're gonna go ahead and go down the rocket pocket. Peter Pocket on the lock. Peter Pocket on the locket. Peter Pocket on the lock. And from the high yeah. Anyway. Whoa! What is that? What is that? What is that? Was that MK Ultra? Did I forget to take my multi-daily dosage of adrenochrome? I'm gonna look my age in no time. Anyhow, let's go ahead and take a sip of this. Bud Light. Tastes exactly how it smells. Sweet, yeasty, a more thicker mouthfeel. I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna get out of these two. When you exhale out of your nose, you get, truthfully, a bit of floral from Bud Light. Smooth, somewhat, not a bad light beer. We're going to go ahead and go to Coors Light. We already sniffed it. The bubbles are still going up on, not on this one, because you know what, the bubbles still going up on this one, but it's in here. Eternal it takes. Coors Light. Believe it or not, the Coors Light in this situation more carbonated. As I was drinking it, this is kind of a hard way to put it. Definitely more watered down than the Bud Light, but more carbonated. You get more of a sting to the throat. Easy drinkable, very smooth going down. Both of them very smooth going down. Now Miller Lite. Same as the previous two, but the one thing that Miller Lite has that the other two don't is a hot presence. Miller Lite definitely has more character. Miller Lite has more character than the Coors Light and the Bud Light. I'm not gonna say that it went down more smooth, because truthfully I believe these two went down more smooth. But as far as character and ingredients and taste, you get more grain. You get a very light amount of sweetness, not as much as these two. A hot presence, and a very, very light, subtle hot presence. We're going to go ahead and do it again. This time I'm going to pour it right down the middle. Like Bill Alfonso, ever heard of him? Bud Light. This time I'm pouring it more aggressive, if you can't tell. Right down the middle. Bill Alfonso already said that. Coors Light. Miller Lite. This time I'm going to go backwards, because we got to be fair. We got to be fair to the simpletons. Or not simpletons, because this is an unbiased review. I'm trying to put the cap on because I'm definitely going to drink all three of these hoes after the damn camera go off. But we're going to go ahead and speed this bitch up. We have Miller Lite with the head produced. And a lot of times when you drink a beer with a more produced head, you get a different flavor, because you're inhaling as you drink it. So you get more aromatics from the bubbles popping into your nose. Like, couldn't think of anything. But look how quick the shit goes. I'm still holding this. And this one was poured first or last. If it was poured first, or fuck it. Same thing. That's phenomenal. Second time around, Coors Light is a bit tinny. Ever heard of kind of tinny? Like the Tin Man from The Wiz? And now, Bud Light. How the fuck I almost Ralph on light beer? I'm a pussy. Anyhow. Bud Light, more sweet, goes down very easily. No evidence on that last chug, right? Coors Light, probably the smoothest one going down, I think, even though I said that it was a bit more carbonated. And it is. But the one thing that I'll say, Coors Light, definitely the more watered down of the three. The more refreshing, I guess, the more of a pool beer, the more easy drinkable beer of the three. But as far as the better beer of the three, the beer with the most character, and I know what y'all gonna say, you're a biased son of a bitch because they pay you around $30,000 a year just to fucking drink one in every video. Sorry, guys. Miller Lite, definitely king of craft and the king of light beer. I've been comparing these beers the entire video, but I will say that if you want a light beer, none of these beers are a letdown. None of these beers are something that you should feel bad about because they're not $15.99 for a 4-pack. All of these beers are beer. They can be consumed. They can be consumed fast via shotgun funnel. They can be consumed slow via pussy-ass fat motherfucker. Or 2, it is what it is. All 3 beers drinkable. All 3 beers are great. But as far as rating these beers, I like Miller Lite first for the fact that it's more character to it. Definitely drinkable. All 3 of them are drinkable, by the way. Bud Light next. I like the sweetness about it, truthfully, and the yeastiness about it, even though it kind of sounds disgusting. And Coors Light at the tail end of the thing, even though the can actually looks the best in this video. Last, for the fact that more watered down, less flavor, but it's beer. If you like beer, drink beer. Every beer is good unless it's like a fucking, what do you call that shit, a Belgian style wit beer. Go fuck yourself. Golden Monkey, who the fuck are you? It's beer drink. And this was my assessment on light beer. King of light beer and heavyweight light beer champion of the United States, Miller Lite. Shout out to the sponsors. You son of a bitch. I actually forgot about one of my favorite light beers, Labatt Blue Light. Holy fuck. This changes everything.